Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and to another vlog. Look at me, vlogging 2 weekends in a row. Who is she? Changed woman. I'm doing something so fun this evening with a friend that I couldn't help but use it as the perfect excuse to vlog this weekend. I am actually getting ready to go to a Bookish night market. It's super cute. It's a little Bookish event in our city. It's called All Things Bookish, a pop-up experience. Here's the description. It says, calling all book lovers, join us for All Things Bookish, a pop-up experience, a cozy, creative evening celebrating all things literary. What to expect, a second chance romance, pop-up bookstore with hand-picked reads and bookish goodies, stitch and brim, custom hat bar, exclusive bookish themed patches and apparel, Elizabeth Christeater, stickers and stationery for all your bookish needs, Kintsugi 920, essential oil blending bar to craft your own scent inspired by your favorite books, and DIY acrylic pressed flower bookmark station. Make a beautiful personalized bookmark. Grab a coffee, shop unique finds, and immerse yourself in a night dedicated to the love of books. Come for the books, stay for the vibes. It sounds so cute. My bestie Claudia got tickets for us 2 months ago. She was like, want to go to this thing with me? And I was like, yeah, I do. And it's at actually one of my favorite coffee shops in town too. So I'm just super jazzed. It's Friday and I officially closed my laptop for the week, which it's been quite a week, as it always is with me. And I'm just super excited to officially settle into the weekend and do something so fun. My typical Friday nights are me sitting at home, maybe eating something from DoorDash and doing, a cozy hobby until I can't anymore, until midnight. But I'm actually gonna I'm dressed. I'm not dressed yet. I'm gonna change, but I have makeup on, my hair is done. This is very much atypical for my Friday nights. What else is going on this weekend? My brother and sister-in-law and their kiddos are gonna come over tomorrow morning for breakfast. We have them over for breakfast around once a month, and it's just the best time. We have so much fun. I think we're actually gonna do, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. If you're online, you probably are familiar with it, but have you guys seen the tortilla challenge on TikTok or Instagram? This was around when I was on social media. I'm not currently, but basically this is so stupid. You drink some water and you hold the water in your mouth, and then you play rock, paper, scissors with somebody, and whoever loses, you're supposed to slap them with a tortilla. I sent a compilation video of those videos to my brother and sister-in-law in our little group chat the other night, and I was like, Saturday, it's on, it's happening. So I think we're gonna play that, and I'm really excited to do it, honestly. I just think it's gonna be really funny. We're also planning a trip to Home Depot tomorrow, and I'm gonna get some primer, and I'm going to finally start painting our hallway. Our hallway needs it so badly. It's the only remaining gray room in this house, and it's in between our beautiful pink living room and our beautiful pink dining room. I'm not painting it pink, don't worry. I think I'm actually gonna keep it white. And then I also really want to start painting our sunroom. I think I want to go with a dusty blue, which I know, blue, but I have this vision. It's got to be the right blue, obviously, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And then, obviously just some cozy hobbies. I actually have a new hobby that I am really going down the rabbit hole with. I'm gonna save that for a little bit later in the video, but I'm really excited about it and I can't stop thinking about it, and I just wanna lean into it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna go finish getting ready and we're gonna go to a fun little Bookish pop-up experience. that was very packed. I was very curious to see how this event would go because I've been to this coffee shop before and I know the size of it. I was thinking that maybe there was a back room that I wasn't like familiar with and that was where all of like these vendors were gonna be. No. It's just in the coffee shop. I think the marketing or like the promotion for the event sort of made it seem like it started at 5 and so you needed to come at 5 o'clock because everybody came right at 5 o'clock and the place was just jam packed. It was so hard to move around. It was really cute. I just think the marketing should have been a little bit different because I don't think we would have gone right at 5 if we had known. It was still a great time to spend together. I love any chance I get to hang out with my bestie. I think you guys have seen Claudia in another vlog at some point. She's just simply wonderful. She's so encouraging. And I hope everybody has a friend like her in their life because she's the nicest, most caring and sweet, angelic human being ever. She also, if she's watching this video, she has told me that she has actually filmed videos and she really wants to start her own channel, but she's like too nervous to post her first video. So I think that if you're watching this video because Claudia is so encouraging, we should be really encouraging to Claudia to post her first video, get it up on YouTube, just do the thing because I think the world needs more of her, honestly. So Claudia, if you're watching this, this is your sign to post your video and we'll all go watch it and love you. We really only hit up like 2 out of the 5 vendors. There was like a local maker who sold like stationery and like cute like stickers and stuff like that. It was adorable. And then there was obviously the coffee shop, which I guess doesn't count as a vendor, but I did get a banana pudding latte and it was amazing. And then in the back, there was this seller called Second Chance Romance. She was selling like all romancy books. And then next to that was the apothecary essential oils thing. We didn't really do that one. There was also the acrylic bookmark station and we definitely wanted to, but it was so packed. It looked so much fun though. And I think it inspired us to actually like have a craft day doing that craft. And then the remaining station was that like personalized hat station, but it was trucker hats. If you love a trucker hat, I love that for you. I'm just much more of like a baseball cap girly. So I was really like excited because I thought it was going to be a baseball hat, but it was a trucker hat and that's just not my style at all. So we skipped that one too. Honestly, we ended up standing in line more than anything, but it was still really fun because we got to catch up. Okay, I did get a few goodies. I'll show you. I got just like a couple of really cute stickers. Here's the maker that makes these stickers. Here are her socials. Definitely check her out if you like adorable like stationery stuff. It looks like there's also a monthly subscription box for lover of paper goods and timeless treasures. I got this really adorable Wisconsin state sticker. I think it's so cute. And I can't wait to put that on my laptop actually. And then this little sticker sheet, it's called The Garden and it's all of these little cute garden-y stickers. I am absolutely obsessed. Look at the frog. Yeah, this is the cutest thing ever. I love my little stickers from this cute shop. The book that I got, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, happened to be there. I think this is her newest book. I just saw this. Like, just saw this. Probably 2 days ago on Fable. I didn't know that Taylor Jenkins Reid had a new book out, but I mean, I loved Daisy Jones and the Six. I loved Evelyn Hugo. I just like the way that she writes books. But this sounds so good. So it was just so funny that it was there because I was like, yeah, I just put that on my list. Also, if you can hear a bird chirping, that is my cat's toy. I got them a new toy while I was at the grocery store earlier. And they're obsessed with it. So this book is about our main character. She is obsessed with space and constellations and stars. And she's a professor, and I think she teaches astronomy and physics. She got accepted into like NASA's program in the 1980s to potentially go to space. And during that training program, she meets a cast of characters, new friendships form, and it sounds like also a potential romance. And then they, I believe, do go to space and like something thrilling happens. It's a little bit vague, but I just am loving the idea of reading something about like space, someone who really likes space, and then being in like a NASA training program and meeting a bunch of really cool characters. I think that's something that Taylor Jenkins Reid does really well, is she just writes great characters. So I am really excited to read this. And then the last thing that I got, that same shop, that Second Chance Romance, had really cute little bookmarks. So I got a bookmark. This is the Antisocial Book Club, which, hello, yes, that's me. Definitely got some goodies, and I'm excited about all of them. Also, look what I got in the mail today. My book of the month came in. Clearly, I got a few books because it's a huge box. So if you want to watch a little book haul, I actually cannot remember what I got, but I remember being pretty excited about all the books I selected. Yeah, I got 5 books from them. I forgot that I ordered so many. Okay, the first one that I got is called Next to Heaven. It's by James Frey. And I think I remember this being, it's like a little spicy, so might not be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, I think you can tell by the cover, it's probably a little like salacious. I'll read the back really quick. It just says, sex, money, secrets, terrible people in beautiful houses, a party, an affair, a Gatsby-esque spectacle of wealth, debauchery, and moral decay. A murder you won't see coming, an ending that will leave you breathless. Settle into your favorite spot, because once you start, you won't be able to stop. You're going next to heaven. One of my guilty pleasures in reading for like tropes is just like rich people doing crazy stuff and, I don't know, ruining their own lives. So terrible. I don't know why, but I feel like it's like the same reason I like watching like The Real Housewives. There's just something so ridiculous about it. I'm excited to read it. Don't judge me, okay? Here's that bird that I got. Does anyone else have cats, and are they obsessed with, I have to replace this like every few months, but my cats, I think they love like the feathers the most, but it makes the most annoying noise. They'll bring it into our room and plop it on our bed at like 3 a.m. But it's so cute. Okay, ready, Scout? Also, my cats play fetch, which is the best. The next book that I got, I'm really excited about too. This is The Other Side of Now by Paige Harbinson. Very cool cover. I love that. This is about a woman who I believe is like an actress, leading lady. She's dating the biggest heartthrob in Hollywood right now. And during her 30th birthday, she has like a mini little breakdown. And she decides to go on a solo trip to Ireland, which is the place that her and her best friend always wanted to visit together. When she gets there, she realizes that she has actually slipped into an alternative reality where her best friend, Amy, who in her first reality is actually dead. It sounds like she passed away. But in this new reality, she's alive, but she wants nothing to do with her friend. There's something that happened between the two of them. Our main character, she realizes that this is a once in 2 lifetimes opportunity to make things right between them. So it sounds like a really unique story, specifically about a friendship, healing maybe that friendship, maybe dealing with like some grief, things like that. This sounds really interesting too. I'm excited to get into this one. And those 2 books were 2, I think, of the new ones for this month. The other 3 that I have here, I think, are more backlist titles. So the first out of those 3 that I picked is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. This one has been out for a while, I'm pretty sure. I was never interested in getting this one, but there's something about it, I feel like it haunts me. I just feel like I see it everywhere I go. The way I understand this book is that it's like a science fiction thriller about a man who I think gets like knocked out and abducted, and when he wakes up, like his wife is not his wife, his son is not his son, he's not a college professor anymore, but instead he's like this celebrated genius, and I think he's trying to maybe like find his way back to his life. From what I remember seeing about some of the reviews on this is that it's very like mind-bendy, maybe a little bit psychological. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to know too much before going into this one. I'm just gonna rip the band-aid off and read it because I know a lot of people really like it. I don't read too many science fiction thrillers, but I'm down to, so I'm excited to see what this one's all about. The next book that I grabbed is Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I love this cover. I love that the writing is like iridescent and there's like a tear in between the middle here and it says a novel. It's just a cool cover. This one is about an author who is on the phone with his wife and he hears her like screech her tires and she's like, I gotta get out of the car. There's like something in front of me. I don't know what it is. And he's like, don't get out of the car. Like, don't do that. Like, just go around it. Keep going. And she's like, nah, I'm gonna get out and check. She gets out and checks and I think the call like disconnects. He ends up driving and finding her car in the middle of the road with the car door open and she's nowhere to be found. Fast forward a year later, he's still dealing with like the grief of missing his wife, not knowing what happened to her, and he decides to go to like a remote Scottish island, whether to like grieve or I don't know, maybe try escape the pain. And when he gets there, he sees a woman that looks just like his wife. Dun, dun, dun. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Alice Feeney is like hit or miss for me. I really enjoyed the guest list. That was really fun. There was another one, maybe like The Paris Apartment, I think it was called, or something like that. That wasn't for me. So far she's been kind of hit or miss, but this one sounds pretty intriguing. I guess we'll see. Oh, this last one is actually June 2025 as well. So maybe one of these other ones wasn't. Anyway, doesn't matter. The last book that I got was What Kind of Paradise by Janelle Brown. This one sounds really interesting. I think this was actually the first one I picked out this month. This is about a daughter and a father who live in this like remote cabin in Montana, away from society. She doesn't go to school. He has her read like old literature instead of school. And it sounds like he just keeps her and himself really isolated from other people. And that's what she knows growing up. So to her, maybe that's not so unusual. This also is taking place in like the mid 1990s. He tells her that her mother died in like a car accident, but as she's growing up and getting older, she's getting more and more curious about their life, why they live this way, and I guess she ends up fleeing to San Francisco, which I believe is like where she remembers or she knows that they lived before Montana, and she's in search of these answers. It sounds like it's supposed to be somewhat suspenseful. Obviously, I think we're gonna find out like a lot of secrets about this father. It also says something about how she finds out that her being with him makes her an accomplice to murder, which I kind of wish they didn't include in the synopsis, to be honest, but what can you do? I'm excited to get to this one though. It sounds very interesting and I'm curious to know how it unfolds. So yeah, nothing like 6 new books to put on my TBR shelf. Like I really need that right now. Okay, it's kind of late. It's already 9 o'clock. I was gonna show you guys something I'm really excited about, but I'm honestly feeling a little sleepy and I think I'll just save it for tomorrow because we have the rest of the weekend to hang out. So I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna honestly get into bed and maybe read. I can't believe I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock on a Friday. I usually stay up way later, but I'm feeling pretty sleepy. So I'm just gonna call it a night. This is the other toy that I got the cats. It's this little like, it goes like this. And when I tell you, Scout picks this up in his mouth and he held his head up high, so proud, and just walked around the house with it for like the first 5 minutes that we had it on. He's so funny. Do you like this? You like your toy? I'm so glad you like your toys. Should we put it right here? Can you come get it? Oh. I am going to hit the hay. Tomorrow morning we have people coming over for some breakfast. I'm clearly tired. I'm losing the ability to speak. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We had such a fun time with Max, Sharice, and the boys this morning. I completely forgot to take any B-roll or fun video of like our breakfast, but it was great getting to catch up with my brother and my sister-in-law and the boys, and we did play we did play the tortilla slap challenge game. I will insert a few clips here.
He's winding up.
Mommy.
Oh, slap.
Oh my gosh.
Really give it to her.
It was so funny, and I think my personal favorite moment was when Andrew knocked the glasses off of my brother. But yeah, it's been a really nice Saturday so far. After they left, we went over to Home Depot and I got some primer and some paint supplies because I'm gonna start painting. I have been talking about it for so long. I'm going to start painting the hallway. I think I have a plan percolating. I got so many paint samples we went to Home Depot and Lowe's actually. I think I picked out some of my favorite blues. And I love how I'm wearing a blue shirt too. I didn't plan it this way, but I think I want to do blue in the sunroom, which is like next to our living room. And I'm really particularly liking this blue. It's called Ocean Boulevard, but I picked out like a few of my favorites. I feel like blue is like slightly risky, especially because I've really only stuck to pink leaning tones for I think every room I've painted thus far. I really love the pink and I don't regret it, but I want to start trying to balance other colors that I do love into this palette in our home. And so I'm trying to figure out like what looks somewhat cohesive from room to room, or at least like if I'm sitting in my living room and I can see my sunroom, there's a type of like cohesion that's going on even if you're like looking in the living room but the peripheral you see the sunroom. I don't know if I'm like overthinking it, but I just feel like my gut instinct is that these colors need to go well together to a degree. Additionally, the hallway, I'm going to start out painting it white. I think it's going to look good white because like I said yesterday, it kind of is going to balance between the two rooms that it breaks up. And the hallway actually leads up into our bedroom. And so I'm going to just keep that like a sort of a blank slate, at least for now. But I was thinking that it could be fun to paint the door because I want to redo our bathroom too. And I was thinking of like oranges or yellows for the bathroom because it's all gray right now and it's got such like a coldness to it because it's like gray and white, the tile's gray. I can't stand it. So I really want to warm that space up. And this color, what is this called? This is called Paper Heart by Bear. And this color would look so pretty painted on the trim. And this looks really good with the pink that's going on in the living room. Why don't I just show you? I'm just like talking about it when it's right over there. I could just take you in there and show you. And we're gonna ignore the dining room for now because I need to change this paint color. The reason I need to change this paint color, I think it looks so cute in this room, but this paint color that I ended up painting, here if I can show you a little bit more, it's around the trim and it's on the, it's under the chair railing, the wall section of under the chair railing. It's really cute and it works well in this room, but it's too similar in color to what we ended up painting the living room, and I'm obsessed with this. So this now needs to get changed. I'm gonna bring myself to do that at some point, but that's not happening right now. Here's the gray hallway. It's just one long hallway and the stairs are carpeted and they are also gray. So all of this is just like not my favorite. But here is like a lovely fun pink, living room. Over here is like a bright, sunny, also kind of pink dining room. And then in the middle you just have this like horrible gray hallway. And then our bathroom, this is just like our tiny half bath that's like in the hallway nestled in between these rooms. And I feel like I've like decorated it well. It's not focusing on it. You don't really need to see it. All you can see and pretty much tell is that sort of like one long bathroom, and it's all gray and cold and just like not inviting. I literally feel like I step into the void when I when I walk through this hallway, because I'm like, this is so not my vibe at all. But like I was saying, I think that if this is white, it'll look pretty nice. And then I think that if I use this light pink paper heart color, I'm dreaming of painting the door this color. And I'll paint the trim, and below the chair, there's also a chair rail in the bathroom. I'm not showing this well at all. Sorry, I didn't plan this. But this will be like a primary color. The top of the bathroom, I'm thinking I might do like a complementary like apricot orangey kind of color. I really want to warm it up in there, clearly. What I'm trying to get to is that this pink looks really good with this. It complements this color really well. I think that's gonna look awesome. And then I was looking at blues, and I had a lot of blues. This is the room behind me that I really want to paint, and I think I want to paint blue. And this is the blue that I like. Now listen, it's colorful. That's how I like to have my home. So if it's not your vibe, that's okay, but it's mine. Okay, I have turned the camera around, so now you're looking into, this is kind of like a foyer section, and then here is the sunroom. I don't know what else to call this room other than a sunroom, just because it has these windows, and it's not the foyer, but it's also not the living room because it has this archway in it. But I think this blue is really gonna like liven up this room, and I think it works actually kind of well with the pink. It's definitely bright. It doesn't clash with this pink, is how I see it. I think it's gonna look really cute. See, wouldn't that be so cute in here? I don't know, I'm feeling blue in here. I don't know, we'll see. It's brave and it's bold, and I'm very nervous. Very nervous. I feel like I seem confident, but I'm not. We'll see if this works out. I kind of feel like it might. Or I might really regret it. Either way though, I'm not gonna start with this room. I am gonna start with the hallway. So that is my plan for this evening. Andrew is actually out of town with a friend. They're seeing a concert tonight. He actually said too that they're going to this Star Wars theme cheesesteak place. I have no idea, but he was very excited. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of the evening, and we'll see how far I get. Usually the prep work for painting takes just as long as actually painting, and I'm a little nervous because I'm painting up the stairs, and like I said, the stairs are carpeted, and I just know I'm gonna get paint on the carpet, but I'm gonna get painting. We'll see how far I get. First coat is complete. You can't tell the difference, but it is primed and ready to be painted. I am so tired. I think I've been painting for like 2 hours, and I realized after I got done painting or priming, whatever, that I forgot to buy actual white paint. I know that like paint and primer, you can buy it as white paint, but there's a specific white paint that I want to get, and I completely forgot to buy it. So I'm gonna have to go back to the hardware store tomorrow to buy it. For now, I am going to go to bed because I'm exhausted. Hello, it's Sunday. I slept so well last night. I was so tired after painting. We had church this morning, and then we ended up going back to Home Depot so I could go and get actual paint. After kind of sleeping on some of my color decisions, I'm feeling even a little bit more confident today. Like I'm just gonna kind of go for it. And if I hate it, then I hate it. But I've painted like 8 rooms in my house at this point, which is crazy to think about. I feel like so far, I really loved the paint colors that I've chosen for rooms, and I think I just want to lean more into being confident with what I like. And if I hate it, it's just paint. I'll paint over it. Anyway, enough about paint. I promised that I would show you guys something I'm really excited about. I have a dream. I have a dream of quitting my job in corporate America and doing things that fulfill me creatively and also still challenge me. I would love to just make things for a living. You guys know that I love being crafty, and I can't believe I'm saying this right now because this is not a full-fledged idea by any means, and this is something that makes me feel so silly and a little bit embarrassed by, because at this point it truly is just a pipe dream and I could hate it. There's something so scary about the thought of quitting a secure job, which I'm not. I'm not quitting my job. But my dream is to someday quit my job. It's just like, that would be amazing. But there's something really scary about that, especially for me. I've been in corporate America forever, and I feel secure in like finances and stability and growth and like all those things. And I do feel slightly fulfilled as well. But I just feel like depleted by it at the same time too. And I find myself just daydreaming about running a small business, making things and selling them for a living. Gosh, this sounds so silly out loud. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. But like setting up like stalls at farmers markets or like small shops and selling the things that I make. It just sounds so much fun. But anyway, that's my dream. With all that to say, I went ahead and invested in a sewing machine. I got a sewing machine. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Have I sat down at a sewing machine and actually sewed since I was probably 12? No. But I got a sewing machine. I have a friend at church who makes quilts and who, at her last church before she moved here to Wisconsin, she was part of like a quilting circle at her church, and it was like her and a bunch of like older ladies, and they would get together and they would work on their quilts. She's in my small group with me, and one of the evenings that she came over for life group, I was working on a cross stitch, and she was like, "Oh, I love that you're doing crafts," and she's like, "I brought mine too, I need to work on it," and it was a quilt, and she was telling me about how she had this quilting circle, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun." She's like, "If I made one, would you come to it?" And I was like, yeah. I was like, I mean, I don't know the first thing about quilting. I have sat at a sewing machine before, but that's it. I don't know really much else past that. She's like, "I will teach you everything you need to know." And so she has since then like recruited a bunch of the women at church, and we're gonna get together and she's gonna teach us how to sew, how to quilt. And I'll be honest, at first I was like, okay, like sure, like I was kind of being nice. But I also like love a good craft. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to learn. But I was like, I don't know. And then I just slowly started going down the rabbit hole of sewing and quilting and like what that actually looks like. And I got progressively more and more and more excited about the thought of sewing and quilting and making things. So I went ahead and I took the leap and I got a sewing machine, and I'm so excited about it. Now, like I said, this is a dream. I might not like it. I might end up reselling this sewing machine in 6 months' time, but I want to give myself like the better part of the rest of this year to really try and learn, really go for it. And if I hate it, I hate it. But if I like it, how like wonderful. I kind of envision myself like making maybe like book sleeves or Kindle cases or laptop cases or makeup bags or tote bags or quilts or little like loose change wallets or something. I don't know. I really want to try. And I'm really excited at the thought of it. And I can't wait to dive in. So we can unbox this sewing machine together. I've had it for a couple days and I specifically have waited to unbox it to show you guys. Let me open it and we'll take our first look at it together. I'm so excited. Oh my word. I am a little bit nervous at the learning curve that comes with sewing. Like, what is all of this? What is all of this? Oh, I see some like needles. I feel like I'm like 75% confident that I will be able to at least sew and I will be able to navigate this machine. My friend also told me that you definitely want to save the instruction manual and actually read the instructional manual when it comes to sewing machines. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to take this out. Okay, this is the cover. Here she is. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Here she is. I'm so excited. So I got a Brother sewing machine. I got this on Amazon. I read and watched quite a few different reviews, and this one time and time again said that it was the best for beginners. There are quite a few other machines that are not as expensive. This one was, I think, around $240. This one was a little bit more expensive. They make them much cheaper, especially if you want a different kind of beginner one. But I watched a few videos that said if I had a best friend and they were starting their sewing journey, this is what I would recommend for them to get. Even though it is a little bit more pricey, this is going to be a much more useful machine for the various sort of things that are helpful for sewing. At least that's what they say. But it has a bunch of different like stitches, stitch type, 69 different like stitches that it can do, which is really cool. I mean, I don't know how much I'm gonna actually use all of those. Look at how beautiful she is. I'm gonna sew on this thing. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It also is computerized, which is really cool too. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna sew stuff. I'm gonna sew stuff. I can't wait. Thanks for listening to me ramble about my little silly dream. I am really excited to learn something new, and I plan to take you along on the journey. This week actually coming up, I have Thursday and Friday off of work, and I plan to vlog my first attempt at making something, my first quilt. That just sounds so crazy to me. I'm gonna try, and I'm just gonna learn, and it's gonna be fine. I am going to end the vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're doing well and taking care of yourselves. I hope you know that you are so loved, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!